Welcome everybody. This is KS1 TV, and you're watching the Transfer Exchange Show. Well, this is the final game of the Euro 2020. The teams have just come in, or if in England's case, they was in at 9 o'clock this morning. And I woke up. My grandson was waking me up, and he was like, and I thought I was dreaming, but I wasn't. With me today is Nathan. As your nerves, Nathan?
It's okay. It's a bit nervy looking at the lineup and what we're looking at, though. But yeah, let's hope we get the win.
Let's go through the teams once more in this Euro 2020 competition. In goal is Jordan Pickford. Had a good competition so far. With England are playing as a back three tonight, which has been very controversial all day long. Which was consist of John Stones, Harry Maguire, and Kyle Walker will be joining them. And then, controversially, Kieran Trippier will be playing at right back. At left back, we've got Luke Shaw. In the centre of the midfield, we have Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. We're not too sure how they're going to line up at the front or in the midfield, but at the moment I'm saying that Mason Mount will be playing on the right, with Harry Kane going down the middle as centre forward and Raheem Sterling on the left. Italy, they lining up as Donnarumma in goal, Giovanni Di Lorenzo as right back, the old stagers in the centre back position there, Leonardo Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini. At left back, we have Chelsea's Emerson. In midfield, we have Nicola Barella, Chelsea's Jorginho, PSG's Marco Verratti. Then up front, Cyril Immobile of Lazio, Federico Chiesa, and Lorenzo Insigne of Napoli. Very, very, very strong side. Nathan, no Saka, no Grealish. Trippier's been brought in. Italy, unbeaten in 33 games, playing in a three in the back formation. Mistake, masterclass. How do you see it?
I think obviously it's not what I would have done, but what I can see is I think he's just trying to do another Germany. Looking at that, you could have probably guessed it. Playing against a better side, more experienced side, he's looking at it going, right, let's really try and nick this. Let's try and keep it tight as possible. Let's play as defensive as possible and hopefully nick a goal. I don't think England are inferior in that way. So I don't think we need to do that to win this game. I think, we've got basically Sterling, who's the only player who really can get double teamed in this team now. And then that's all Italy need to do, double team him. And everyone else can be dealt with one-on-one. So we haven't got enough players to create an overload. We haven't got enough players to really hurt Italy. We've got enough players to stop Italy scoring, but I don't think we'll stop them scoring either. So we've got a problem here. For me, I want to see us win, but I can't see us winning with this team. I can see us, the best case scenario I can see right now is we draw in and we're not really making too many chances and we manage to not let them in, and then we bring on Grealish and Saka, where you can take Mount out and put in a more attacking player, take one of the Trippier off and go back to a back four and get the two wingers playing. That's what you need. You got to get a winger playing and the guy in the hole. Right now, we've got Mount on the right. How is he more effective than any of Saka, Sancho, or Grealish on the right? How is that possible?
No, I don't
is
know.
He in the team to be an extra defender? I don't know. But for me, it's puzzling in my head. But at the same time, look, we were speaking about this earlier. Italy, they're not changing nothing for no one. They're playing their game and they're going at it. We're changing our game. I don't think we need to do that to win this game. I think we need to go at them with all our guns blazing, not with no guns. How are we going to win without any guns? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
I hope.
is it? I mean, we don't know. Looking at the lineup, it does look very defensive. I mean, it wasn't ultra attacking against Germany, and the worry I have now is that we could have come unstuck against Germany a couple of times by playing this formation. We could have gone 2-0 down very, very early. But look, Italy. I mean, they're probably the best counter-attacking team in the world. Can you see England taking the game to Italy when they've got these players in here?
You can't take the game to Italy with this team. You've got a team set up to defend, not a team to set up to attack them and take it to them. That's what you've got. It's simple as that. I'm not trying to, pour hot water on anything, but that's what the team looks like, isn't it? It's a team set up to stifle Italy, and that's really it. Hopefully, that's in his mind. Let's stifle Italy. Let's get him a bit more tired, and then let's bring on our big guns. That's what I'm hoping he's thinking. Because if he is, that could be a great way. But that means the first part of this bit the first part of the job needs to get done. That's get to half time with no goals against. But I don't know. Italy are very strong. I don't know if we've got enough time to be able to go and do that. Italy, they don't let many chances happen anyway. You probably need 90 minutes to get a few chances against them. So to bring your minutes down lower, it means the chances are going into you're looking at, if we're not letting a goal in, chances are we're going to be going extra time anyway. And hopefully it's the second half plus extra time where you get your other boys in to give them minutes to be able to make something change.
It's a very risky game plan though, isn't it, Nathan? To have that in your head that, okay, if we go one down or if I need players off the bench, I've got them. But it does stand that way. I mean, Italy have Immobile, Insigne, Chiesa. If you got them running at England's defence, do you worry especially about maybe Maguire and Walker? Not that they've had bad tournaments or good players. I mean, they may tire as the game goes on.
To be honest, I don't worry about them getting tired. To be fair, playing that way, it's going to suit them defensively, but still you're going to let a few chances happen. You've seen it the other day when we went 5 at the back. We still let chances in. We still let clearer chances happen. So it's not like we're not going to allow that to happen. It's just a case of we're going to be harder to break down than usual because we're playing more men defensively. Now, it's just a hard one because you're stuck, isn't it? It's like that Man United situation where if you go full out against a team, you'll leave yourself way open at the back. And then if it depends who you're playing. It's horses for courses, and I think he might think of it like that. This course right now, we can't afford to just play 4 at the back with those 2 in front. We need to play 5 with those 2 at the front, as well as a midfielder who can also help out. Where it's basically like 8 men, 9 men back, and leave Kane and Sterling to try and do something on their own. That's what it seems like to me. It's like an FA Cup. You're playing Man City, and you're a League 2 club or something. But that's the mentality, it seems. You're like a League 2 club, you're playing Man City, and they're obviously you've got to defend really well and hopefully catch them on the break. I just think we can do more than that. We've got more in the locker to do that.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? When we're already talking about what can happen from the bench if we go a couple of the goals down.
Yeah,
because we're worried about the team selection today. I mean, look, against Germany, England at times were under pressure for long periods of the game. Werner and Havertz, they miss chances on. Today, Immobile, Insigne, Chiesa, they may not be missing them chances. I mean, they could have been a couple of goals up, like we was mentioning before we came on air. I mean, if that does happen, what can he do? What changes can he make?
He has to bring on Grealish. I've been harping on about him all the time. This player needs to play. Like, you don't see Chiesa sitting on a bench anymore because he came on, did well, and he said, listen, you're staying in the side because you're causing trouble. You're scoring goals. You're creating chances. You don't go, wow, you're scoring goals, you're creating chances, go back on the bench. That don't make no sense. Saka, man of the match, did well, go back on the bench. Sancho came on, did well. You're not playing no more. Next person. All right, we got to use everybody. Right, that's fine. We've got us this far. So again, you can't really knock him for getting us this far. But I think we're playing a proper team this time. Like we got a nice kind of. It was favourable for us to get to the final. But today it's a big team with big players all over the park. Defensively, ridiculously strong. And attacking, they've got pretty much balance everywhere. And Italy never were a team that you look at like that with pace and ability to go and do bits. Yeah. But now they've got it everywhere. So we've got to really be on our game. And looking at our squad, like I said, I fancy us against any team in the world with our best players playing. Against any team. But without our best players playing, it's going to be a bit difficult. It's just a bit worrying, but I hope we win. I hope we can get that.
Yeah.
I hope we can keep it tight first half, and then second half, bang, bring on the changes. And when they're a bit more tired and we got more legs, then we can get at them second half. I hope he makes them changes at 45 minutes, not 70 minutes, not 75 or 80, where there's not enough time to even get on the ball. I want them changes at half time. And hopefully we can get a goal out of nothing. Hopefully we can nick a set piece. We can get something and sit back. And then you'll also hopefully still make them changes to make that gap a bit bigger. So that's what I'm just hoping. I don't want to mention any negative. We've got to go into this with thinking that we're going to win.
I mean, we was just talking there about Mason Mount, and we a little bit baffled why Sancho and Saka's not playing down that right hand side. I mean, would it be possible? I mean, I'm looking at the midfield, Nathan, and if I'm looking at Italy's midfield, I'm looking at Barella, I'm looking at Verratti, and I'm looking at Jorginho, and I'm looking at Declan Rice, and I'm looking at Calvin Phillips. Now that's just two. With that, is it possible Mason Mount could play as a free in the middle?
What, and just them two up front, Sterling and Kane?
Yeah,
on their own. This is what I mean. How are you going to get help for them? Who's going to help them? Who's overlapping? Who's going to take players on down the right, on the left? He's going to be passing and then trying to get the ball back on an overlap, but there isn't anyone to stand them up. Maybe Sterling will stand them up, hopefully. But then who's on the right? I'm thinking Trippier, he's a fullback. So I don't see how we're going to, cause them enough problems. They're very good defensively. You need players with that extra something upstairs to unlock that kind of defense. And I'm sorry, attacking mind is better than a defender's mind when it comes to attacking. Simple. It's just like you can't ask attackers to really defend because we're not that good. It's the same thing the other way. We're specialized in going forward and breaking down defenders. Defenders are specialized at stopping goals. So I can't see how Trippier and Shaw are going to be our main guys creating stuff for us when you haven't got the other people who create the space for them players to get behind. If you get what I mean. I don't see Mount being able to do that. I just don't. I've not seen I've not seen him do that yet. I've not got nothing against him. He's a good player. But again, when you've got players that are more talented in that position, I'd like to see them players playing and causing more trouble in attack. That's all I want to see. I just want to see some great football, exciting football, end-to-end stuff. And obviously, that's what we don't want to see. England don't want to see no end-to-end stuff. So, you don't want that counter-attack play against us. And that's what he's probably saying. Let's not let them do that, what they've done to other teams.
I'm just worried. I'm worried that we'll get overrun in that midfield. I'm just looking at that midfield there, and I know they love to play through the midfield, Italy, and it just worries me that Trippier or Mount have got to do that job, which they don't do week in, week out for their clubs, which baffles me a little bit. And Mount's hardly been a type of player who's created chances for Kane, and we need people to create chances for Kane in this game. We need Shaw to get down the line and create chances for him. What worries me with Trippier and Shaw bombing down, players have got to be, they've got to be on it, because as I just said, Italy are probably one of the best counter-attacking teams in the world, and they've got to cover them, and they've got to be covered. And I worry that we haven't got the players there to do that. But
Well, if you
yeah,
think, I'm just going to say as well, if there's ever a team that relishes balls coming in the box, it's Chiellini and Bonucci, no? It's them two because they don't care. Listen,
yeah,
put more balls in the box, I'll get them out of there,
yeah,
So they'll be like, they're like the best at it. So you have to rain a lot of crosses in before you get yourself a nice chance. So I just hope we somehow get gifted a goal somehow early on, and then it's our game. It's our game. Once we get a goal, if we get a goal up, we're winning this straight away. But if we're drawing, and then we can bring on our players, we're winning this. It's just if we go a goal down before we get our people on, I think we'll have a trouble. We'll have trouble. It'll be too little, too late to get back in it, and we'll have a struggle up. So let's just hope. I just hope that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just go back to the Spain game. I'm very surprised he hasn't gone the way Spain played, because Spain, had them on toast, for the majority of that game, and but they had players on the pitch who was creating chances, who was getting down that wings, with Olmo, with Pedri, and
that's what they're about, though, isn't
it? So I would have thought you'd be looking at playing the closest to that, but straight away you're taking out two players who are very, very similar, who could play for a team like Spain, in Saka and Grealish, and they're not even in the side. And another one who's similar is Sancho. They, if anything that I would think of, if I was a manager and I'm looking at the Italian defence, Emerson, Chiellini, Bonucci, I'm thinking run at them, get players quick, fast, tricky, run at them, tire them. But he hasn't got them in the side to do that. Sterling, maybe. Can he do it?
Sterling, not on his own. This is the thing. He's not on his own. He can do it when other players are around doing things as well. It opens up things for him. But when the sole focus is now going to be on Sterling, let's stop Sterling and we stop England. Pretty much, if we stop Sterling today, what else have we got there that's going to do something against someone?
No.
They just pass it and move. Every player on there, pass it and move, is dependent on someone else to pass the ball and move it. When you've got players who can pick it up and take you out of the game, that's what will change the game for you. Chiesa they've got, who absolutely does that for them. That's what I mean. They've got Verratti in the middle. Well, obviously their midfield is absolutely amazing. It's like world class all over the place.
That's what worries me.
Then you got Insigne and Immobile up top with Chiesa. So you got all three of them, like fluid and unbelievable technique, and get anywhere outside the box, a little bit of space, they'll whip it in the top bins. And Chiesa's just been showing me what I've been excited about. I really wanted, I've been thinking about him and wanting him for quite a while, and then I heard that he obviously went to Juve last year, so it's something that I thought, okay, oh well, United are not going to get him now, but now I can see even more, with my eyes, like clearly how good he is and how good he's going to be in the future as well. So just hope we can keep him quiet. I know Shaw will do a great job. He always does a great job against pretty much any winger that comes up against him. And like I said, Kyle Walker, nobody's pacing him out. So anyone tries to race him, he'll get back and win it and steal the ball. And he's always like that. Whenever United play City, he's the one guy I know. If Rashford gets free, you always see Kyle Walker just steaming back and clearing it. So, he's the one that you really can depend on.
Kyle Walker.
He's unbelievable.
He really has.
He's been unbelievable for me.
What about just quickly the Italy side, Nathan? I mean, who's England's? Who's going to be their biggest worry?
I think they're looking at the front three. Their front three is very difficult to stop, because they've just got, like I said, the fluidity there and the quality to be able to do anything, like in the box, outside the box, like make something happen. Chiesa's just like, his thinking is on another level, and his speed of movement, everything is speed of thought and speed of decision making. he's just doing things straight, and you can see he's playing at the top of his game. So I think we'd have to keep him quiet most of all. He's become their most dangerous player for me. Again, but you don't want to underestimate the Verrattis. You know, no one can get the ball off players like that. Get the ball in pressure, any pressure situation. He's just keeping it. He does it for PSG, does it for Italy. And even Neymar said he's one of the 5 players that he considers to be better technically than himself. And that's Neymar. So, so he's a real good
and you've also got like Barella, who can break from the midfield and can get in the box and score goals. It's another thing that England haven't got from that midfield. You know, Trippier's not going to break through if he goes in with a 3 with Rice and Phillips, and certainly Rice and Phillips. I mean, I don't think they've been in the box, have they, this tournament? So it's exactly what you said. It just feels like something's got to just drop from us, and there's got to be a lucky goal. It's going to be interesting to see, how the first 10 minutes pans out, whether they're sitting back, whether they're going at them. But the thing is, in the olden days, years ago, the Italy side is they just always sit back, and that was them. But the Italy of recent eras, over the last, say, 5 years, they can play and all.
Exactly.
They can hit you on the break. But
one of the things I noticed as well is when we're playing with this kind of team, the ball moves quite slowly. So the ball gets popped around slowly. You get at the back, pass it, stop, pass it, turn, pass it. Kyle Walker turns on it, then passes it, and then he plays it back. Whoever's up there, Trippier, will play it back to Kyle Walker. They'll go back the other side. Because Trippier is not someone who wants to get it early and is going to take you, at the best of times, he's not going to get on it early and then run at you. So what you're going to get is it goes up to the right wingers and left wing backs, and he's just going to come back all the time. And Italy, they're just well-versed, well drilled at defending. So, like I said, if you can't move them out of position, how are we going to get in the box? How are we going to get chances? I just can't see it happening. Hopefully, it's just like, I'm just like totally wrong. Hopefully, I'm just totally wrong. And we are going to take them out. And they're not as good as I'm thinking. But we'll see.
Well, before we do this score prediction, Nathan, that it's just come up that Gareth Southgate's been asked what was he thinking tactically, behind today's team choice, and he's actually come out and said that he's set it up to hit on the counter attack.
Sorry. What, with Sterling on his own?
I'm confused. Well, I'm assuming he's thinking Trippier and Shaw bombing, but who's going to be bombing in that midfield? I have no idea.
No one's bombing in the box. You're going to counter with what? 2 players? Kane sitting in the box trying to get in there, and Sterling on his own. They'll eat him up on his own. I hope they won't, but I got a feeling they will.
If Grealish and Saka were playing in that side, then I'd understand.
You can't eat up all of them, can you? You can't. No. You double team one, play it to the other. He might get double teamed, then the other one's completely open. Then Shaw gets open. Then he crosses the ball, and then Kane scores. This is the kind of thing that happens when you've got extra players that can do a bit. Is it exactly what happens?
It seems to me like he's in a head. He don't know what to do. Southgate. He doesn't know. He wants to defend because Italy are so good. He wants to attack because he knows that he maybe can get at their defence. And in the midst of it, it's all coming out. Pretty much a little bit of a mess where no one can really work out how this is going to go. But anyway, Nathan, score prediction. The biggest score prediction so far in the last month.
Me and you got it right last game. 2-1, we said. We said 2-1 in extra time. We've done it. This time, I'm going 2-1 again. I'm going to have to spell it out both ways here because it's 2-1. If we can get to half time without a goal against and we're able to make those changes, okay, we're winning 2-1. But if we go a goal down and we have to make those changes, we're losing 2-1. That's all I'm saying. I'm going with, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that it's the first. But let's see. And I'm seeing Sterling will get a goal. And obviously, it's that man, Harry, going to get a goal. But if we
Yeah.
don't, we got Chiesa getting a goal, and we've got Immobile getting a goal.
Mm.
Simple. It's very simple. 2-1 victory, one way or another. But let's hope that we're winning this because we change it up at halftime. They've got a bit tired, and then we bring on our boys, and then we start hurting them. We can hurt them. We can hurt them. They're not invincible. We can hurt them, but we need the players on the pitch to go and hurt them, and they're not going to hurt them.
We see. I know I don't want to keep going back to it, but we see the Spain game. We see that they can be hurt. You know, it was just for the fact that Spain never had. Okay, they had Morata. You know, he's a decent player, but they never had that. You know, that grade A striker up there who could whack it in the back of the net for them. But as far as my prediction goes, look, it's heart and it's head, and you know, in my score prediction, and at the beginning of the tournament, I said Italy. I thought that they didn't have a weakness, and I think it's pretty much turned out not far off.
Yeah,
that they haven't got a weakness. I was doubtful before, you know. I knew the team news. I'm even more doubtful now, and I think it could be. I've had it in my head all day long, so if I say it, I'm going to say 1. I think it's going to be 1-0. But I think Italy's going to do it. I just don't. The only way I think England will win is if you're 1-0 down. And see, that's another thing. We can't let Italy score first. They're probably one of the worst teams.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, the worst teams in football at the moment to like, you know, for them to score the first goal, you know, you're in trouble. But look, I'm going to say 1-0 Italy. I do think we've got a chance if he does bring Saka and Grealish on. So I'm going to stick with that, but I'm still going to say 1-0 Italy. But I pray to God it's not.
Same here.
I just pray to God it's not. I pray to know it's good. I mean, it's obviously that Gareth Southgate feels that wants Italy to come onto him. But you know what Italy will do. Maybe they want England to come onto them, and then you'll get a ball draw. And you know,
I don't think it'll be like that. Italy are not going to mess around. I think they're going to play exactly how they've been playing. They're going at us. Simple.
Yeah.
The team's set up exactly how they have been. No changes there. They're just going at it. Simple.
Yeah.
And that's England a bit different, but we have to go at it our own way. And this is his way of saying it. He's got us this far, so you've got to give him his props that he's got this far as well.
Yeah.
So let's let him go and do what he's doing. Now, if it's a 1-0 loss, it's not shameful, but it's just one of them things where you go, you could have done more. You could have gone and won it. You could have actually gone and won it. Yeah. And the only, you know, problem that we could have had earlier on in this whole tournament was if we didn't, you know, what did we say at the beginning? If we got past Germany, we should get to the final.
Yeah.
And we done well against Czech, but then Denmark was a tough game. It shouldn't have been as tough, but again, we didn't have all the players that we wanted. I said we were missing that one extra player to unlock everything. Today, we're missing the 2 extra players to unlock everything. So, you know, it's even harder than the Denmark game now, this game. And it's a better team. So we've got one less attacking player against a better team.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You can tell everybody that we're very worried out there. And I'm sure you are too. But you know, we've come in here. We've had to tell the truth, how it is. You know, I don't think I've heard an England fan on the TV yet, a pundit yet, turn around and say Italy would win. It's all 4-0 England, 3-0 England, 6-0 England. I hate that. I just wish they'd, you know, say.
Got to be realistic, don't you? Sometimes
I wish they would be realistic. Yeah, but you know, you'll get the realistic stuff off of here, people. Anyway, look. We will be back at 10 o'clock. Win, lose, whether it's on extra time or penalties, we will be here. So
yeah,
come back.
If not, if it goes extra time penalties, we'll be on straight after, won't we? So have to
straight
start,
after, soon as the whistle goes. So
yeah.
yeah, so make sure you join us. So enjoy the game the best you can. So until then, peace out, stay safe, wash your hands, and don't boo that national anthem.